Good morning, YouTube BookTube. This is Johnny. It is 12 o'clock here in Southwest Michigan. It is February the 5th, 2024. It is a Monday, so this is a Monday Reads. So, yeah, usually at noon is when I stop reading my Christian books and I go into reading nonfiction. But this morning I was reading for devotions, The Whole Armor of God. Well, William Gouge, just has appeared in reprint. He lived from 1575 until 1653. He lived a long life. But I have other books by William Gouge. He wrote a big commentary, an epistle to the Hebrews, and he has other books. But yeah, so I've been reading this morning. Writing in my diary. Today we have sunny weather, but it's 26 degrees. Very cold. My wife just left to go to a prayer meeting, and I'm writing in my diary as I do. I'm on page 109 for the year 2024. I made today, I have it here, I made an eye doctor's appointment. I told you that I scratched my glasses when I was feeding the birds. By our bird feeder, there is this bush, and I was going across that bush to fill up the bird feeder, and I scratched my glasses. So I called up my eye doctor, and I made an appointment to have my eyes checked, and then I can get a prescription, and then I can get new glasses. My wife just bought new glasses, and they cost $700 for glasses. But I need new glasses because these things are all scratched. So this is Monday Reads. I'm reading this, and what usually Monday Reads is what I am reading or what I might read throughout the week. I get something in my throat. So yeah, Whole Armor of God. And I showed you, my last video was the Fennville Warehouse used bookstore. And then I told you that right across the street from the Fennville Warehouse used books is the Fennville Library, and they have a room where they sell books that they are taking out of circulation, and I was going to show you those books. So I have Monday Reads, and what I'm going to show you that I bought at the Fennville Public Library used book room. The first thing, I just bought 6 novels, and they go for 50 cents a piece. And so if they look interesting, the novels, I just buy them. The first novel I bought that looked interesting for 50 cents was Ask Alice, a novel by D.G. Taylor. Now, D.J. Taylor was born in Norwich, England in 1960. He is a novelist, critic, and acclaimed biographer. And he wrote this biography. This is the acclaimed biography that he wrote. He wrote other novels. I have other books by him. I have his biography on Thackeray. I have another novel of his that I can't find it. And I have other books by him, but he wrote this biography of George Orwell, the life, winner of the 2004 Whitebread Prize for Biography. But he also wrote this novel, Ask Alice, a novel, which I never heard of. It says here, a little blurb here, a literary tour de force racing from American frontier to the Edwardian England and the decadent carousing of the bright young people of London's jazz age. So I bought that for 50 cents. And then I bought 2 novels by Herman Koch. I think his name is Koch. I saw this novel, I've looked at this novel before, Summer House with Swimming Pool. When I was volunteering at the Book Nook, as you know, the Book Nook is the library used bookstore. The library is going through remodeling, they're rebuilding, and there's going to be a whole brand new Book Nook library used bookstore sometime in April, maybe May, maybe June. But I used to look at this Summer House with a Swimming Pool by Herman Koch, and I bought it for 50 cents. He gets a lot of good reviews and he's a popular writer, but I've never read him. He's supposed to be for the bestseller The Diner, which I don't have. But I picked up another novel of his that was for sale for 50 cents. Herman Koch. It's called Dear Mr. M. And this is a library withdrawal from the Fennville District Library. The last time it was checked out was August 2018. They take a lot of books out of circulation, and we wonder what do they replace it with. But so I got this one. And then I collect the writings of Paul Theroux, and this is a novel. He writes travel. He's famous for his travel books, but he wrote this novel. I didn't have this one in my, I think I've shown a video over the years of my Paul Theroux collection. I think I have at least 30 books by him. He's kind of prolific writer. This is Motherland, Paul Theroux. Richly detailed, darkly hilarious novel of a family held together and torn apart by its scheming matriarch. So, got that for 50 cents. This I looked at, it looked kind of unusual. It's not a library withdrawal. It seems to be a book that was donated. It's called 54 by Wang Ping. And this is translated out of the Italian by 54 by Susan Whiteside. And I looked this up, Wang Ping, and what it is, it's a pseudonym for 5 different Italian writers who wrote this together. Some postmodernist kind of novel. They wrote another one called Q, which I haven't looked up yet, but it says here in the flap, Cary Grant lounges in Hollywood, weary of cinema's constant glamour. Soon, Her Majesty's Secret Service will break his malaise with a bizarre diplomatic mission. In Naples, lucky Losurdo fixes racehorses and begins to lay the foundation of the global heroin trade. In Barcelona, a bartender named Pierre searches for true love in his missing communist father. It is 1954, the height of the Cold War, and these 3 are on a thrilling path toward intersection that will involve the nascent KGB, Joseph McCarthy, Francis Farmer, Parisian lowlifes, Marshal Tito, David he was an actor, David Nevin, James Bond, and a very special television set called The MacGuffin Electric, a political thriller, a comic spy caper, a romance, and a brilliant piece of social satire. 54 is an absorbing adventure into the past and a sly commentary on our present. So it looked kind of interesting. It's 50 cents, you can't go wrong. And then I got this. It also looked like a book that was donated. It's called Boomer One, a novel by David Torday, and award-winning author of The Last Flight of Port Epoxy West. I never heard of this writer either, but when I was looking at it, I noticed that on the blurb was George Sanders, who's there on the top there. He's written a lot. You see his novels or his essays, short stories on BookTube. It says Torday is a singular American writer. George Sanders, author of Lincoln and the Bardo. I have his writings somewhere, but I can't find them. And on the back here is little blurbs by Adam Johnson, who wrote The Orphan's Master's Son. Boomer One is a dazzling new novel of one of America's premier writers. Karen Russell, the author of Swampsolania, which I have. Boomers One channels the riotous insecurity and injustice of our contemporary America into a frightening, hilarious, and all too plausible societal something edgy and humane. This novel is live music for our screened-off world. So yeah, it has these people in the back. Somebody must have donated it. I never heard of this writer, but I thought, hey, 50 cents, you can't go wrong. So that's the novels. I got Ask Alice, a novel by D.J. Taylor, who wrote the supposed to be one of the landmark novel biographies on George Orwell. D.J. Taylor. And I got this Boomer One, a novel by Daniel Torday. 54 by Wu Ming. Motherland by Paul Theroux, a novel. 2 novels by Herman Koch. Dear Mr. M. and Summer House with a Swimming Pool by Herman Koch. So I got these for $4. Can't go wrong with $4. As far as what I plan to read, as far as Monday reads, I'm almost finished with Valley of the Fallen by Carlos Rojas, translated from the Spanish by Edith Grossman. I've got maybe a couple pages left. And then I'm going to finish reading, I think I'm going to finish this one first, The End. This is by Eltelto Barras, translated from the Hungarian by Judith Karnlowski. I'm almost done with this. I could probably finish this week. Yeah, it's very big print. I'll finish this. I'm almost finished with this, and then I'm going to finish reading this, The End, and then I want to finish reading Lies and Sorcery by Elsa Morant, translated from the Italian by Jenny McPree. Yeah, I'm going to finish this. I really enjoyed reading this novel. I do recommend reading it. I like all of the NYRB classics originals. I've really enjoyed reading this. And then when it comes to, and then I have been reading last couple of days. This is I got from the Fennville warehouse used book. I've been reading this one the last couple of days since I got it. Blueprints of the Afterlife, a novel. This is science fiction, fantasy, bizarre, kind of, it's like a bad acid trip. That's what it's about. But I don't know, I've been reading it as a getting a break from reading my books on, these are like my nonfiction reading, which I do in the afternoons. How to Read Like a Parasite, Why the Left Got High on Nietzsche by Daniel Tutt. I kind of took a break from these two books, Nietzsche, The Aristocratic Rebel, Intellectual Biography, and Critical Balance Sheet by Domenico Losurdo. So I'm taking a break from these, but I do plan to get back into them this week, nonfiction. And I do plan, I'm still reading essays from this book, The End of Solitude, Selected Essays on Culture and Society by William Deresiewicz. I can't pronounce the name. So I do read essays out of this. You can read an essay, it takes about maybe 20 minutes, maybe a half hour. So I read this in the afternoons, nonfiction reading. I want to finish these novels. I got a novel coming in the mail tomorrow, which I'll show you. I ordered it. It was, I have a couple of novels coming in February that I'll show you. But I've been reading this primarily lately instead of reading these other ones. I need to get back into reading these, and I don't know, I just kind of like going off into another area, another direction. So I've been reading this, Blueprints of the Afterlife by Ryan Boudinot. Can't pronounce his name. Yeah, I'll get back into reading about Nietzsche, and so I got plenty to read, writing in my diary, enjoying the sunshine, writing in my diary, drinking coffee. Supposed to get a CD in the mail today, a Tice Seagal. Is it Seagal? Something like that. So, not much else going on. Put these books down the lower level. I keep these books on my to be read pile in the living room, and I'll just keep drifting through the day inside the Herman hut. Nothing really pressing on my mind. Like I said, lately I kind of feel like it's like I'm across, there's a street in front of me, and across the street I see a burning building, and that's how I kind of look at my life right now. I go outside the Herman hut, I stand on the side of the street, and across the street I'm seeing a burning building. I'm seeing the collapse of the American Empire. I'm seeing the American evangelical world become apostatized. And I see the world coming to a close. And I feel, as a Christian, I'm feeling more alienated. I'm feeling more like I don't belong. Maybe it's because I'm getting old, but to me, it looks really bad out there as far as American society and culture, and what's going on in the Middle East, what's going on in Palestine and Israel, what's going on in our capital, Washington, D.C. I mean, to me, it gets kind of crazy when you think that the Republicans will nominate to run for president Trump, who has been guilty of rape. I would never in my life believe that people would surround themselves, quote, even Christians, and vote for a man like Trump, who has been accused and tried and found guilty of sexual assault and rape. And not only that, but stealing government high security documents, falsifying his financial records, and American people who donated to his campaign, paying his legal bills, 50, maybe it's probably over 100 million now, and people still think he can make America great. that he somehow is going to make this America something greater than it is already. To me, when I have to deal with this inside the Herman hut, it's like I'm watching, like I said, across the street, a burning building. And all I can do as a Christian is just watch the whole thing burn down to the ground. I can't do anything. I can't change it. If you live among insane people, insanity is just the norm. And everybody thinks that being insane is normality. So all I can do is live a life of prayer, read the Bible, withdraw from the world, and pray, come Lord, quickly. Pray for the second coming of Christ. So in the mornings, as I said, my wife and I were going to the Gospel of Mark now. This morning we read today chapter 4. So yeah. So tomorrow we read chapter 5 of the Gospel of Mark. And then after we read the Gospel of Mark, we read the Valley of Vision, a collection of Puritan prayers and devotions, and then we go before God in prayer. I have a little quote here I wrote in my diary, paper diary. It is noted of the angels that when they stand before the presence of God, they cover their faces with their wings. So that's what I'll close with. When we approach God, we must cover our faces with our wings. So I hope you're having a good reading week. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for subscribing. Do pray for our country. Pray for the Palestinians. Pray for the Israel. Pray for Ukraine. Pray for Russia. Pray for humanity that they would all come to the saving knowledge of Christ. Come quickly, Lord Jesus. Until next time, bye.